Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the first meeting of the 20th Town Council for the Town of Bay Roberts. It's great to see everyone here tonight. Councillor Bedcott, just as a note, is joining us online. He's been under the weather for a few days, so rather than come here and not feeling well, he's going to join us virtually. So welcome, Silas. Good to see you online.
Yeah, thank you.
So, let's get started. We also want to welcome Olivia from Shoreline, who's with us as usual. Thank you, Olivia. So, we'll call the meeting to order, and we'll bring everything before the agenda, right? Okay, so the first item of business is the appointment, the election of a deputy mayor. So, the way this is, I'll call for a nomination, and need a first and seconder, and then I'll call again. And if there's more than one person nominated, then we'll let that go. Okay? So, call for a nomination for deputy mayor.
I'd like to nominate Dean Taylor.
Councillor Petty nominates Councillor Carey. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Deering. Councillor Carey, do you accept the nomination?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I call for a second nomination for deputy mayor.
I'll nominate Councillor Lodge.
Councillor Barry. Okay, do we have a seconder for Councillor Barry?
No.
Councillor Frady nominates Councillor Barry. Councillor Barry, do you accept? Accepts. Okay. Do I have a third nomination? And this is the final one. Hearing none, we'll proceed to a vote for deputy mayor's position. Before we do that, however, the two people who have been nominated and accepted, if you like, you can have a minute to say a word, if you like. If you don't, that's fine too. So, Councillor, you were first nominated. Councillor Gary, do you want to have a word?
Sure. What I like about municipal politics is, as we were discussing here before we started, there's no parties per se. You run as an individual. And we all approach the election in different ways in terms of how we try to seek out support from the community of Bay Roberts. I ran to be a councillor. Certainly a large number of people in Bay Roberts responded to that, and I was pleased to get a good turnout. So I accepted the nomination based on the, I would say, the voting interest of the people in Bay Roberts. So graciously accepted.
Thank you. Councillor Barry, you have a word.
Yep, well, I guess I could say I've been around this business for a long time. Started back in 2001, 2005. Been on just about every committee on council and volunteering and working on both sides. I feel I'm very knowledgeable of just about everything that's on the go in council, so me stepping up to the plate and taking a position like this to help it even further if that's what that needs. I too also have a good turnout with the voting, and I guess people have just seen the work that I've done over the years, and I'm game for anything.
Okay, you good? Yep, good. Now I know this is.
So I'll send around the ballot. Unfortunately, Councillor Babcock is speaking to us by Zoom. So I'm going to ask you to send me a text. I got no other way to do it because you're not here with your vote. To me directly, just me only.
Okay.
So 6 ballots here. Ask these around. Give you time to make a vote. You all just vote as well, of course. go about going around and collect them, so we secret ballot reports. There you go. Okay, a little more of that. And CAO, you want to phone with me to see what's there? I'll put in one separate one for Councilor Babcock.
What?
That's 4 elections this year, man.
How much time we have? That's not really.
Oh, there
You can open them up there.
Yeah, let's go. Man, go over.
Okay. Thank you very much.
So, the votes were all in, and I'd like to congratulate Mr. Neil Carey as being appointed as the deputy mayor by election.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Neil.
And I accept.
Congratulations, we tackled.
I'll just say that, what way that vote went, there are sort of two capable individuals. So, with that being said, we'll move on to the next part of the agenda, or the regular portion of the agenda. So we'll start with a motion to adopt the agenda for tonight. Councilor Deering, second by Councilor Kearley. All those in favor? Moving on, the minutes from September 9th. We have a motion to adopt the minutes. Councilor Pettit, seconded by Councilor Kearley. And we'll run through them. There's 6 pages, so we'll start page 1, which is pretty straightforward. We'll move on to page 2. Questions, omissions, additions. Hearing nothing. Page 3. Anything? No. Page 4. Questions, additions. Page 5. And finally, page 6. Hearing nothing. All those in favor? Motion carried. Moving on to section 5, we have committee reports, other meetings, no businesses. So we've got some motions, correct? So the closed meeting for September 9th, 2025. I need a motion to accept. I'm sorry, one second. Closed meeting September 9th. Yeah, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
So I need a motion to adopt the minutes from the closed meeting of September 9th, please. Councilor Pettit, second. Councilor Buzz, second. Councilor Beckoff. Any questions on the minutes from Closed meeting September 9th. Hearing nothing, all those in favor? Motion carried. Moving on, we have the closed meeting from October 7, 2025. I need a motion to accept the minutes for that one. Councillor Curley, second by Councillor Deering. Questions or comments? Nothing. All those in favor? Motion carried.
Aye.
And finally, we have the recommendations of the Committee of the Whole meeting for October 7, 2025. And the motion is-
Yeah, it's a bunch of motions there.
There's a lot of them, yeah, okay,
Well,
so,
there's eight, I think.
okay. So, let's see. First one was on administration, finance, right?
Let me do this one. It's easier to follow along.
Easy to follow here, yeah, okay. So, recommendation resulting from the Committee of the Whole meeting on October 8, 2025. The first one is for the MNL Conference Trade Show and AGM. Be resolved that approval be given for travel of Mayor Seymour and 3 councillors to attend the MNL Conference Trade Show and AGM November 20th, 22nd in Corner Brook. The approximate cost is $2,200 per person, with funds available in the account number 6093-7000. Can we have a motion, please? Councillor Petton, second by Councillor Franny. Sorry. Any questions or comments? All those in favor? Motion carried. The next one is on a residential dwelling, 175 Central Street. Recommendation, be it so resolved that the 2 application requests from the property owner of 175 Central Street to convert his accessory building into a dwelling and to construct a new dwelling are hereby denied by council. We have a motion, please. Councillor Franny, seconded by Councillor Curley. Are there any questions or comments on this one?
Well, maybe we should just, the reason is because the property lies in an industrial area and all those residential units are not permitted in industrial areas.
Yes, good point.
Yeah.
The rationale is it is a zoning issue,
Yes.
which is something that we are responsible to avoid about, so. Okay, all those in favor of the motion? Motion carried. Next we have, TIF funding, is that what it's called?
Yes.
TIF funding application approved to proceed, and for those that are watching, this is a federal program which allows municipalities to apply for federal funds to help address housing, infrastructure issues, etc. So, be it so resolved that the Town of Ada Roberts apply for cost share funding through the provincial stream of the Canada House and Infrastructure Fund through the Municipal Infrastructure Division. Project priorities are listed below. Council agrees to provide its share of the cost share funding in the amount of $1,102,814.83 net of HST rebate, and acknowledges that the project costs above the approved amount with responsibility of the Town of Ada Roberts. Priorities are as follows. Number 1, LT Stick Drive, water and sewer. Estimated cost $5,167,000. 177.12 Number 2, Hayes Pond Road, water and sewer. Estimated cost $491,250.37. Number 3, Crosby Road, water and sewer. Estimated cost $422,144.48. Total cost, HST included, $6,080,571.97. The municipal share, 20% net of HST rebate, was $1,102,000.14. We have a motion, please. Councillor Deering, seconded by Councillor Franny. All those in favor? Motion carried.
Motion is for Rock and Durrell. While this is a federal funded program, in fairness to the province, I believe they put in a percentage of the share as well.
Correct, yes. It's a federal, provincial, municipal.
split the three ways, and we just pay 20%, which is really good compared to the 50-50 project.
Any further questions on it? Okay. The next one is an approval to claim. Be it resolved, approval to pay. Be it resolved that council approve the capital expenditure from Mars Construction for work related to the Water Street Phase 1 project, number 17, NYCW-220074, in the amount of $348,085.09. Funds for this expenditure are available in the project account. Can we have a motion, please? Councillor Pettin, seconded by Councillor Kearley. Any questions or comments? And I think it's good news to hear, if I'm correct, this pavement is going down tomorrow.
Correct.
All those in favor of the motion? Motion carried. Next, we have another claim, and that's Shearstone Road Phase 1. Approval to rescind motion 2025-1456, which reads, resolve that council approve the capital expenditure for Black Diamond Construction for work related to the Shearstone Road Phase 1 project 17-RNC-23-00011 in the amount of $338,214.23. The town will release payment when the money is deposited from the government into the town's account. Funds for the expenditure on the town's project account. Carried unanimously. Furthermore, this is a change, correct? Be it resolved that council approve the capital expenditure for Black Diamond Construction for works related to Shearstone Road Phase 1 project number 17, RNC-23-00011 as part of claim number 6 in the amount of $184,413.72. Funds for this expenditure are in the town's project account. We have a motion, please.
So moved.
Councillor Franny, seconded by Councillor Beckett. There's no questions. All those in favor? Motion carried. Next, that time of year again, snow clearing is, we're preparing for it. So we have a loader lease approval request. Be it resolved, council allowed the Department of Public Works and Technical Services to pay quotes for a loader lease for 4 months from December 1st, 2025 until March 31st, 2026. The cost will be part of the 2026 budget. Do we have a motion, please? Councillor Deering, seconded by Councillor Bowering. Any questions or comments?
I hope we never get to use it.
All those in favor? Motion carried. Next up, we have a culvert purchase for Hope Avenue. Be it resolved that council accept the bid from Wolseley in the amount of $14,457 plus HST for a total cost of $16,225.55, HST included, to purchase the culverts required to complete Hope Avenue. Funds for this expenditure are being utilized through the sale of assets. Can we have a motion, please? Councillor Beckett, seconded by Councillor Pettin. Any comments or questions?
This is ordered on the way.
Yes, sir.
That's a good question, Councillor Deering. So these, I know,
Yeah, they're en route as we speak. I'll follow up tomorrow, see how far they're on, but they were ordered last Wednesday. So they should be well underway here.
so we can get an update on that tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll reach out to the distributor tomorrow and find out if he can track it.
Okay.
Will we be starting to, or are we still waiting?
Still, I phoned and left a message for government today about update on the permit as well, right? But that's something we can talk about later on about when they get installed. But the plan is to put it as soon as we get them, hopefully we can install them right away.
Councillor Darren, you do have a question regarding that particular job as well. I know you have it on your other items. Do you want to address it now or wait till then?
Don't matter, whatever.
Up to you.
Yeah.
No, just that I had a call from the gentleman that owns the business in there. I'm quite concerned that if you do founder in it, we'd say that they're going to be in trouble. So I want to bring it here just to say that, because I told him, give him the update, what we decided last meeting. But I want to have it here for the record that it's addressed, and we're doing what we can now to get that's why, again, I'd like to say, that's why I sent the text today.
Yeah.
Make sure the culverts are shipped.
And hopefully, Councillor Baring, it's a good point you're making that, I guess after tonight's provincial election and everyone gets back to their regular routine, hopefully we get some movement on the permit. Sure.
That's already checked on there now.
Yeah.
And a suggestion, that in my opinion, I spoke to just, me and the mayor just had a brief conversation today, and I just stressed, my opinion on it. At work like that, where they're so busy, they're probably, I know it's gonna be overtime involved, they're probably should be done on a Saturday and Sunday. Because that place is flying all the time, that road.
Yeah, no, that's not a bad idea, actually.
Good suggestion, and.
That's a good point. Wants to be,
Go ahead, Councillor Becca.
no, good point. It wants to be discussed with the, business door.
Keep in mind, they do still operate on the weekend, so you are still gonna get traffic there regardless.
You just won't have so many staff.
You're not gonna have as many staff, but the trucks are still gonna be on.
So, before we vote on this, Director Elmas is gonna give an update on the pipes tomorrow, and hopefully on the permits. And for anyone wondering what we're talking on permits, because this water body, permits are needed from the appropriate government, provincial government, departments, which is sort of being held up now until the election's over. So hopefully we can get this expedited very quickly, and when the pipes arrive, the permits are in place, this will be a given priority. All right, all those in favor? Motion carried.
Should be no excuses on that tomorrow.
What do you say?
They should have no excuses on that tomorrow. Caretaker will be over then.
Caretaker vote will be over after tonight, yes. Okay. Last one, committee of the whole minutes. Be resolved that council approve the committee of the whole minutes of the meeting held on October 7, 2025, as presented to council. Got a motion? Councillor Benton, seconded by Councillor Franny. All those in favor? Motion carried. Under new business, we have accounts payable. So, please find and pass a copy of the check register for accounts to be paid, as well as the monthly recurring payments month's end. There are two attached reports included below. Report 1, $417,831.06. These are recurring month-end entries. And report 2 for $413,834.72. These are outstanding payables, and those, of course, to be approved by council. So the total for the month, $831,665.78. Be it resolved that council approve the accounts payable listing in the amount of $831,665.78 up to and including October 14, 2025, as presented. Okay. We have a motion, please. Councillor Deering, seconded by Councillor Curley, and we'll run through these now.
I'd like your worship to know that if anyone reviewed these accounts payable over the weekend, we updated them with a lot more today, trying to get our checks out. So if you check the weekend, there's some there that's were added today in an effort to get the checks out tomorrow night.
Okay, page 1. And page 1, I think, yeah, okay, page 1.
Would some of that though, like all the NAFTA auto parts, like that's the parts for some of our vehicles, obviously. Should that be under recurring though?
Yeah, no, some of it's recurring and some of it isn't. That's checks that were issued towards the end of the month, end of September. So it was paid out there. I could have put in, should have put in that it was extra ones that were covered up that were issued.
Typically, under the act, recurring would be
Yeah.
ones that were under contract, telephone bills.
Yeah, well, that's why I said,
Yeah.
like that business there
Yeah,
came under the recurring, like another one there for some anchors for chair turrets,
Yeah.
like that wouldn't be a reoccurring.
No, they should be on the audit.
Okay, so that's page 2. Page 3. Page 4. Page 5. Page 6. Page 7. Page 8. Page 9. Page 10. Page 11, final page. All those in favor of the accounts payable? Motion carried. Next, we have correspondence for action. So, 7.1, 8 Kelly's Road safety issue. So, this is a concern passed on by a resident. We need a motion on this, right? So, we need direction?
Yeah, I don't know, our Director of Service, you haven't actioned that yet, of course.
Yes and no.
Okay.
I was talking with Sean, and the guys do have the brush cut back. So I guess there is more of a shouldered road that you can walk on now. The trees aren't growing out the road as much.
And the other, and I guess, Your Worship, the other thing is it's, like we said earlier, there's an ongoing issue with speed in our town, and I know as part of the reports that I read back from council is that there's a major speeding issue, certainly on George Mercer Drive as well, that will have to be addressed.
So, what direction do we need to get this at this point? Does this need to go to an action list, or do we need a motion, or?
I just refer to the Director of Protective Services and Public Works to action.
Well, two parts there. One of them really is done to me. The public works part with the brush clearing, so that's good. And the second part, I mean, the best thing I can see there is that our Director of Protective Services, kind of make a file. I'm sure there's already one, but of the different areas of speeding. So next year when we're looking at our different areas for speed bumps, like we all got some in mind, like, I brought up some 2 years ago that are still, need to be actioned. But now, like I told people when I was going around during the election, is that with our new traffic calming policy, yes, that we as councillors are selecting areas, we're asking residents to send in areas, because the more correspondence we get, if there's trouble areas, it's like anything, greasy squeaky wheel gets the grease. So, you can action it further. So, we got two really. The next one, I guess, is going to fall under the same thing. So it just makes it, the list that we're looking at for next year for different traffic calming measures around town. It'll just help us identify, even though we all know every road has a problem, but we got to hit the worst areas first, obviously. So.
And then these are being identified by letters into us, but it's at the same time going door to door. There's been a number of areas identified.
Yeah.
We
So
start setting priorities.
So maybe we can put this in with the list we already got.
And the other thing, if it's okay with council, I can send a follow-up email. I guess since I've taken this role, we have a new council. We also have a new head of the RCMP here in the region. And maybe the first public meeting in November, we can bring him in. I know we brought him in, the former CEOs here, and probably give him 20 minutes or so. Worship, have a discussion, and we can probably prepare an agenda with some of these roads as well.
we usually we do some sort of closed meeting, and then we have a first part of the public meeting with the RCMP.
Okay, so 7.2 is pretty much the same thing. This is a resident concern from George Mercer Drive. Two issues here, speeding and noise. Speeding and noise, and I think Councilor Berman, you forward this one, I think this is the area here by the mall parking lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Primarily. So it's the speeding and the noise with the cars that are parked at night coming off the lot, and also the excessive amount of garbage that's left around, gets blown out on the road, onto people's properties, etc. So, this is, I don't know if anything's been action with this, I guess we'll just,
It is for
forward this to
protective services.
Protective Services for a look at. Correct?
Then, I'm assuming we don't have staff on there, they're probably laid off, aren't they? The crowd going around picking up garbage? Well, I know you guys have been going around anyway, so.
George Mercer Drive was done 2 weeks ago,
Was it?
Yeah.
A lot, this area often, and the owners of the mall have somebody picking up garbage there, I won't say daily, but quite often or frequently. And the area he's probably speaking to is across the street from where it's blown,
Yeah.
and it's
It's
historic over there, right?
So then the staff in the mall is not necessarily gonna cross the
They're not
road
gonna
onto
get that,
other
no.
property,
You could
no.
go up there almost every 2 weeks
Oh,
and harvest a lot of litter from that area there. But we try to keep ahead of it as much as we can, but when you get into busy seasons, it's difficult. But right now, we're playing catch up in a lot of different trouble areas just before the snow comes.
It's too bad
Is
because,
this one of the areas that's considered a troubled area? 'Cause it's-
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
it's too bad because like, I get to travel a bit, for work. When I'm up in the mainland, you don't see people. I've never seen them throwing garbage out like I've seen here. Like there's, I live down on off Central Street. There's someone lives down that way, just about every morning, there's McDonald's garbage on the road in the same area. So it got to be the same person, gets to McDonald's, and that's how long it takes them to eat them. And when they get halfway up the hill on Central Street. It's ridiculous.
Well, so we've given direction for Protective Services, just note, I guess to all residents in the town that these two issues, garbage, speeding, this is the collective responsibility of all residents in the town to drive with safety in mind and control yourselves and follow the posted speed limits. And put your garbage receptacle, they're provided all over town, bring it home, put it in your garbage can. There's absolutely no reason to throw this stuff outside. You need to be a responsible citizen, and both in your driving and in your own habits with garbage. So just a reminder to everyone out there. All right, 7.3, CBN Junior Stars donation request. Do we need to read this over?
Yeah, according to Work, this is an annual donation of $500 to Junior Stars.
So, okay, this is a request from CBN Junior Stars. It's an annual donation that's made to that team to help support them. They operate in the rink here in Bay Roberts. The cost is $250 for one uniform, $500 for both home and away. So, can we have a motion, please? Councillor Petton, second by Councillor Freeney. Discussion and debate.
I honestly don't have a really big problem with this one. They're big tenants of the arena. They're fairly good economic drivers in the town. You can see on the arena is full on a Friday night when they play, and I'm sure the businesses around, restaurants, gas stations are all benefiting. So it's one of those things where the town supports something that drives economic development or economic diversification in the town, supporting our businesses. So I think it's okay by me.
Good point. Any good points? Anyone else want to speak to it, or?
Dean summed it up, it's mostly an investment.
I'm actually halfway through a new donation policy for next year, which you guys requested, and a lot of this stuff will be addressed. And it's certainly a good donation, and the only thing we'll probably add to these type of things for next year is that when we get donations of this kind for these bigger organizations, that we request financial statements as well, so we can see where they're sitting financially.
We do that. We had that in place already, but usually that was when the donation amount exceeded a certain dollar value. When you came in
That makes sense.
requesting a donation that was above a certain dollar value, then we requested more financial transparency from that organization.
So I guess,
Probably 5,000 or something.
Something like that, yeah.
so I guess to summarize this, we have a policy in place which governs where we donate money. this falls within the realm of that policy. And I don't hear there's any objection to doing it, but we will note, of course, that under council's direction, CEO has been given direction to draft a new policy, which I guess we'll adopt in the future in 2026. And we'll have a chance to review it and discuss it and dissect it and see what we like and what we want to keep.
And if that's the case, the councillor said that's right.
Well, and, you know, any policy like that,
$100 a month.
any policy where we're, you know, that involves money, you know, should always be looked at fairly regularly to make sure it's up to date anyway.
Okay, all those in favor? Motion carried. 7.4, we have a complaint from a resident on Bishop's Road, which was sent to me, and I forwarded to be included, with ATV and dirt bike usage. Maybe they need to put a sign on the road saying no ATVs after 9 p.m. So what's our thoughts on this?
Technically, that is the rule anyway.
I knew that's where you're going.
Like right off the bat,
Yeah.
Bishop's Road
It's not on the trail.
is not on the trailway, so, and our trailway is 9 p.m. anyway.
Yeah.
Actually, that said, since we just mentioned the trailway, we probably need to replace the signage. I think a lot of it disappeared during construction. I know I was at the fire hall on Saturday or Sunday, and this gentleman stopped and he saw a fire truck out he was on a side-by-side, and he ended up right down the Water Street, right down the Madlocks. Thought he was on the trailway because the signs didn't tell him to turn up Crossroad. The signs were gone. So that might be, but anyway, you know, we should update our signage regardless for the trailway and make sure those rules, maybe even put out a reminder post on our social media that the ATV groups can share. And ask for more police.
Yeah, so the resident has several concerns, and that was just one. The other, of course, was construction signage on the sidewalks, which I thought we had already addressed that. And with the road being paved tomorrow, this is all coming to an end, but we need to make sure that in future, next year, there's some projects that those conversations have to have the contractors that sidewalks are for walking, not for construction signs.
And they always do it.
That's gotta stop.
And I guess-
Too close to the road, too.
I guess why they were using Bishop's Road now, because that was a detour.
We can't put signs on sidewalks, that's the point, right? And of course, the final issue there, again, which we're hearing in many places, is speed. You know, people just don't feel safe walking because cars are traveling at high rates. And again, the message has gotta be, people have to slow down. Direction on this, I guess we refer this to protective service as well. Okay, great.
And I think it could be a broader discussion as part of the budget and our traffic calming plans and stuff about that as well.
I think that was one of the areas for three-way stop, was there on the Pepper's Road.
It's on one of the list for the councillors.
Bishop's Road is also one of the streets that we lowered the speed limit already to 30 kilometers an hour. So we've even tried to be a little bit proactive in that respect, right?
There's a speed bump on it.
A temporary one because of the detour, yeah.
Okay,
Should we put out a reminder of where the ATV trail actually is?
Great idea.
CDN,
Yeah, that's, I say, because it's been a while, and like I said, the biggest thing is now the signage is gone, so anyone new to the area. Because I'll be honest with you, the least amount of ATV complaints I hear is on the trailway. It's the other areas of town that you get ATV complaints. I got a video
So
on
I think
my
some
phone
of the
today.
paving is done, I think we need to do a social media blitz. And get the signs back up and do it sooner or later, I guess.
okay, we're all good with that one? Okay. Shearstown Road, water concerns.
That comes out under the road. And this ditch hasn't been cleaned up for a while, and this older gentleman was out at it, but we sent the ditch cleaned out, and it's gonna be culvert next year, we're gonna budget for properties, we've netted property back. But we still got another problem there that we're working on through Greg of that drain where people down across the other side got flooded. Because again, of the ditch that was put there, that the town helped out the property owners, I think years ago, the way it went. And the new property owner a few years ago covered this ditch in, and it was going over a neighbor's driveway, which flooded out a lot of residents. And we're trying to get in touch with this person now to fix that ditch.
I don't know, I spoke to, Protective Service, Greg this morning about this issue, and he said that it's been action already involved. Right? Okay, so,
But for that one there that you're referring to, that one was.
yeah, so the ditching's been done.
Yep.
And the other thing is, as Council Byrne was up the other side of the road, which is being actioned. So I'm sure we did not be done yet soon, okay? All right, 7.6, Bishops Road, a resident reached out and asked me to write a letter, so, Bishops Road ditching on back of the properties, it's an area I'm all too familiar with. Director Elms, can you
Yeah.
fill us in on this,
So that's on our work plan to get grubbed out,
okay?
right?
I think I got it on my list for Saturday to speak on.
Okay, and you know how important that ditch is to the
Yeah.
residents along that stretch of road.
Absolutely.
So when do you expect it to be done? Because they're expecting that if we got a big rainfall, they're gonna get flooded.
No, I walked up there, like I said, it just needs to be grubbed out, the water will flow there. Yeah, going back to the world in storm management have taken a change. Before, everything used to be opened up and clear ditching, and now they're going to a lot of landscaping and putting trees and natural vegetation in to soak up the water. So sometimes when you dig out the trench and it's all vacant, that's when you get lots more runoff. And so we just ditched in Butler Drive. It looks beautiful. If we get a heavy rain there, you're probably going to see trenches come through the thing where if that was grassed or a few trees, that'd soak up some of the rain, right? So the world of storm management, stormwater management is sort of evolving, right? But that being said, like I said, hopefully in the next couple of weeks we'll have that done and put on the back river.
Councilor?
The main concern with that one too was down below. The
At that-
we're supposed to take that last year. Did we ever get that one done?
We did so, I can't confirm exactly what was done. I know they went out in one of the sections, but we haven't been up right behind there's a house up there, a gentleman passed away. I know.
Yeah, but his concern was down below where the buildings are to,
Yeah. I know there was no.
chip trucks are to.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we got in there with the excavator last year, but like I said, the grubbing now, I think is the issue, right?
Which side of Bishops is this? There's
It's
issues
the
on
west.
both sides,
So
really,
around the
Bishops.
west, it's on the west side.
And,
So in terms, it's on your list,
Yeah.
in terms of the science of ditching.
Yeah.
Which you're saying is evolving,
yeah,
and maybe that needs to be communicated to
Yeah.
people living in that area that we're not ignoring it, we're gonna be doing it, but we
Yeah.
also need to realize that the experts now are saying maybe there's a different way to approach this.
well, because and that ditch, if people don't know, that all connects and goes right across there by the duck crossing, right? And the property there, and I don't know if you've seen it, the ditch, like you said, that's where the water comes in, so.
Yeah.
Well-
So this sign's well, but,
The resident that mentioned it to me was probably up further up Bishop Road.
oh, okay, yeah.
So they're
Worried about the trees yet? No, I went in there way saw in these things, walking it to make sure that, like I said, the biggest concern is make sure the water can flow. And water, and it will, but like I said, it does need to be ditched and grubbed out with our mulcher. And we'll get there, I'd say in a couple, like I said.
And speaking of that in there, we did a lot of construction in there, and when we put that storm sewer in there, a lot of the residents didn't realize that they were able to hook onto storm sewer. And they still don't know, 'cause I asked them when I went by. They said we didn't know it's an option. How do we get that out there?
They
But
were,
there's a lot of new residents in there now, a lot of
Yeah.
those houses are after selling.
so when we go through contracts of projects, we sort of let all the homeowners know that you're able to connect to any ones that had pipes out, we connected. Anyone else, we're told that you can, if they sell though, like you said, if a resident buys new and the older residents never connected, it's just for them to call us. Like I said, all those properties got a stub put in, and they just gotta dig up and connect to themselves, right?
Because most are still on sewer in there.
Right, so.
But if it's already installed, I mean, connecting into it is at their cost.
Yes, correct.
To tie into
We
it.
just go to the curb, we go to the curb.
Yeah, so the stub would be in on their property, and our as-built should have the location for it, so any residents that wanted to connect it, that they didn't think, we'd be able to give them the as-built location, and they just have to dig out. Once again, with everything, they'd have to call the town when they're ready to do it. We'd watch the connection to make sure that the connection is done right. And, but like I said, that's all on the residents' cost.
Okay, sounds like we're good on that one. 7.7, This is a letter from some residents, 387A Water Street. It's a snow clearing request. So I guess the right thing to do is just send it to committee. So we'll have a motion, please. Councillor Penton, second by Councillor Deering. Any discussions on this before we vote? Hearing none. All those in favor of the motion, send to the committee of the whole. Motion carried. I guess committee of the whole or to Public Works for analysis to bring the committee of the whole. I think that's the direction we're looking for now, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we should put it on committee whole agenda so the committee can
We still
discuss
sort it
it.
out.
On the agenda, but I think
Yeah, we'll,
On committee.
the Public Works Committee would look at it before coming, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I think I already looked at it. That's
Yeah,
been
we
there
have.
before.
yeah, I think we've 2 or 3 times.
Another 4 year is,
Okay. We voted, right? All those in favor?
Yeah.
Yep, okay. So now correspondence for action, 8.1, Fire Protection Finance Assistance Grant,
Your worship,
yeah.
this was just table for information of council, that we granted the town to the fire chief, or the fire chief to the town, put into government, and we got funding. I think they put in, councillor, for 5 and got 4, is that correct?
yeah,
For bunker gear, and so we got 5. Total is 17,859, and our share is just 4,858. So thank you to the provincial government, and just wanted to reference that we've received it.
just a note, that's the new PFAS free. So PFAS chemicals, that's them, they call them forever chemicals. So now, they're not only saying that like firefighters own fires, the smoke causes cancer. The chemicals in our bunker gear that we wear to protect us from the fire, they're cancer causing as well. So the recommendation now, the way everyone is moving, is to this PFAS free gear. So that's why the problem with PFAS gear, PFAS free gear, is it costs more than regular. So I think our gear was probably around $3,000. So this year is $4,400. And bunker gear has a shelf life, that's a lifetime of 10 years. After 10 years, it's supposed to be replaced. So we got
So you're start replacing all this.
Well, we're going to start replacing with this one, and we actually using our stuff like this in our equipment budgets, developing a plan to every year replace so many sets, so we're not stuck in 5 or 6 years when 26 to be replaced kind of thing, right? So, but just to show you that, like everything, stuff is getting a lot more expensive.
So we've got 5 coming. How many do
4.
we have? We got
4 here. And we had, besides this, we also had some of our capital budget that we had for 2025. So I can't remember the exact total, if it was 6 or 8 total.
I guess my question is, how many of the non-PFAS free bunkers?
Everyone down there.
This is the first
They've all got
This is the first time, this is our first set of PFAS free.
Yeah.
Unless, maybe what we just ordered might be PFAS, but what we wear now contains those chemicals.
Okay, do we need a motion to file on this, or?
Yeah.
Okay, we have a motion to file. Councillor Franny, second by Councillor Penton. All those in favor? Motion carried. Next, we have correspondence, Stewardship Association Municipalities, Sam, CEO, you wanna?
So SAM, of course, is a stewardship association of municipalities. And this is basically a letter that came out a few days after the municipal elections to let us know, that, which we already knew that we're a member. And, we certainly appreciate their role and hope that we continue with our membership, which we are. And I think this was probably a standard letter that was given out to all municipalities to encourage other people or other communities to join. And I know we've had Councillor Deering involved for some time, and he's taken on that role again, starting out in this term. So we're well positioned moving forward for that group.
And they had their first fall meeting in Harbour Grace on the 4th of November. It's during the day, so it's a half a day meeting. Now they have half a day meetings in the fall for all the towns. So they're having 4 different meetings. There'll be one Eastern, Central, Western, and I think one Labrador.
So you're the liaison to that now,
Yeah.
correct? And if you are attending, or if you can attend, you have to let us know, so we make sure we try to get something there.
That's why I put it there, 'cause sometimes it's hard for me that, I'm gonna see what my schedule's like.
Yeah, so let us know as soon as you can.
If there was someone that was willing to step up and go, like Harbour Grace, it's 4-hour meeting roughly, and if someone could step up and just go down and bring.
Okay. So I
Seems as close.
so you get a chance to look at it.
Yeah.
If you can make it, then just let us know, and we'll see if we can get someone else to attend.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you. So I guess we need a motion to file. A motion to file, please. Councillor Barry, second by Deputy Mayor Kearley. All those in favor? Motion carried. Council concerns, Councillor Barry, yours has already been addressed. Is that good? All right. So we've only got one, and I don't know who.
Councillor Baring and Councillor Badcock requested the deputy.
Okay, so it says water supply discussion, so who's going to?
Yeah, Lisa, I was, I think you put that one in your order.
You know, one of
Councillor
you-
Rick?
Yeah, no, I got a major concern personally, and listening to a lot of folks back the doors, I think we gotta reconsider our water ban, or have a greater discussion on it, that's for sure.
Okay, you want to comment, or?
That was the water supply, you checked it lately?
Yeah, let's start with an update from the Inspector of Public Health about water supply. Go ahead, Director.
So, there's good news and bad news. So the water, like with the rain over the weekend and stuff, our large pond and Pedals Pond is holding its own. I don't know if anyone drives out there through Gardenville. There's a little gully, we'll call it, and like that gully is really, really high. The highest I've seen it since probably 8 months. Jeff checked the level today. Our intake was down probably 2 inches. Nowhere near the level of the summer, but it just, so he was gone to walk in between the gully and the intake. That goes, probably a kilometer or so. So there's no reason for that to drop 2 inches without a beaver, or maybe there's a tree fell down and holding a bit of the water. Eventually it should empty it up. So he was to walk in there this afternoon. I haven't gotten no information back from him yet to see if he found anything. Nothing drastic, like I said, but it's worth noticing.
So you're talking about between, like, I know you got the big pond,
Yeah.
and there's that little gully right next to Gardenville Road.
Yeah, there's a culvert that goes underneath the road.
So you're talking about in between, say, Gardenville Road and the intake
And
pond,
the
not where you walk in where
No,
the
no.
intake's to.
No.
You're talking about what takes us into the intake.
Yeah, because it goes, like, our intake is fed by a stream that goes probably like 1.5 to 2 kilometers through the backcountry. Right, so Jeff checked this morning, he was down 2 or 3 inches, he said. Still nowhere near the summer. But like I said, where the gully is the most water we've seen.
There's something holding it up.
We're just wondering if a tree fell down, if the beaver got up on that side trying to, but the beaver blocking that in, that means there's a beaver in the garden to the side, which we don't want the beavers up there, right? That's not the wrong side. So, I'll give you an update tomorrow for sure with what we found in that, because I think that's something to see. But other than that, like I said, supply is good. Over the next 10 days, when I checked this morning, we're supposed to have 60 millimeters of rain in the next 10 days. It's still not a lot. I'd like to see a lot more, but at least rain is coming. I would say, as compared to some of the Councillor Badcock's things, I noticed the City of St. John had an update on their water issues because their water is still not recovered. Nobody's is. But they put a little reminder post about brushing your teeth, turning off the water, which means using full laundry and dishwasher and stuff, right? So maybe it'd be worthwhile if we put out an update post about just residents doing their best to conserve. And, just a reminder, like I said, hopefully we get the rain, and when we were talking about the snow, hopefully we get lots of snow as well. I know it's not, under here, but rain and snow, we need a lot of it still, but like you said, this little bit of rain we did hold our own, but I got that little bit of thing this morning that we got to figure out how come that went down 2 inches. I'll let you know tomorrow what we find out.
If we get a drone flying around, we got a town drone, or they're gone. Another one, probably the only one. But with the drone and then the flew, you'll see it deadly.
Yeah. Yeah, so a little bit of good bet.
Sean, were you thinking, with regards to the St. John's analogy, where they were asking, they weren't releasing it, but they were communicating to all the citizens of Drawford and supply different ways that they can conserve water.
Correct.
So we would be, we can copycat to some degree what theirs is. And I don't know if there's any other things that we can include in that, but certainly as an advisory or communicating person, even though we're past summer, the water conservation is something we,
Correct, we still have.
proactive.
Yeah. 1000%.
A social media, water conservation blitz, good practices, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's gonna rain, it's gonna snow.
Yeah.
But to Councillor Beckhart's point, until that happens, we need to be checking this regularly.
Yep.
And be ready to make changes if changes need to be made.
Just
You
one
go
quick question.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, Director Ellis, how much water is actually over the foot valve?
Oh, just actual height, I'll have to get back to you, but 3 or 4 feet, for sure.
Okay, yeah. So my question and concern also with winter coming, with the water levels, say, still dropping.
Yeah.
We get some good freeze in those ponds, we could have trouble.
Yeah, you'd have to be wary about slush and stuff like that, so what happens in towns
100%.
that have had water issues is you get that slush, the wind is pushing it against the intake and then it blacks off the intake, right?
But my
So-
concern that, I don't know what solace been freezing, but just add the solace, and we're probably on the same page when we haven't rehearsed this, but where the water was so low coming out through the two ponds and into that little gully, that little marsh, I call it.
Yeah.
Where does the water supply, where the water is very low now, that can freeze up very quickly.
Yeah.
Me personally, like I said the last meeting, I'm worried about it. I don't want to say it.
Yeah, me too.
I think citizens are worried.
I think we're all worried about the water.
Yeah, everybody's worried, I think.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't think in October a ban is gonna accomplish anything really, like there's nothing to ban now, like you're not gonna change, you might change a few habits inside houses, but you know, like.
There's no
people-
no one put the sprinklers going.
Yeah, like that's your usage, there's no pools being filled, you know, we in all honesty, we're like everyone, we gotta hope for more water.
Silas, were you thinking something as well with regards to your concern over the water?
Well, I've had, like everyone, camping in was a big issue. And, my personal view at that last pond up, I don't know, I never took a measurement, but I would guess that's probably 5 or 6 feet long, not inches deep. So I got a big concern. I mean, there's all kinds of new development going on. I'm just wondering with the math of it all. And we're all hopeful, and hopefully we're all gonna be right. We're gonna have a lot of rain, but in the case that we don't, you gotta be prepared.
Okay, is it fair to say that, I think right now we're looking at two different issues here. We're talking about the immediate and what we can do right now. And when you talk about development, we're talking long term and what we do going on down the road in the future to maybe expand the water supply or increase what we have access to. I think there's two different issues here and they're both very important. So I think monitoring right now is what we have to do. Social media campaign, 100%. But I think this is where Councillor Beckhardt and Councillor Berringer are going, is that the long-term plan for the water supply. Maybe that's something that we need to start.
That's actually on my.
I think that's on the agenda.
That's on my
for some
Excel
of these things,
spreadsheet
right?
wish list is
Yeah, it's
alternate water source.
Once where, when they put in the list, that was on the list.
Can we tap into more source water in terms of account water supply?
I guess for a benefit,
Councillor Beckhardt, that sound good?
Say that again, sorry?
I said, does that sound about right, or?
No, I asked you to repeat it. I never heard you. My apologies.
No, I was saying that it sounds like there's two things here we're looking at, like the immediate, right now, in terms of monitoring the water supply, social media to encourage people to conserve water as much as possible, but more importantly, long-term, with all the planning and development that's going on in town, looking at ways to expand the water supply, that we've got access to more water,
Yes, sir.
okay?
And I think with Councillor Beckbach, it's a reminder every day, because he probably passes it 3 or 4 times a day, so.
That's right, yeah.
Most of us probably only go over there once a week or something, yeah.
Okay, are we good? Councillor Aaron, good on that?
Yep.
Okay, all right, so, that being said, before I bring the meeting to close, it's 8:05, the polls are now closed, and
But she is.
what it is now, and tomorrow we'll know which government or we're gonna be working with for the next 4 years, and I'm sure whoever it is, they will work with us for the betterment of all the communities in Newfoundland and Labrador. So, with that being said, I'll call for motion to adjourn. Councillor Pedden, second by Deputy Mayor Kearley. All those in favor? Motion carried.